Alright, I just want to show this artesian well that I parked next to on accident, and I started seeing tons and tons of people in and out of this artesian well. So I decided to set up my GoPro 8, and it was on the Volta, so I got a good 3 hours on July 29th, about between 10 and 6. It says temporary parking for temporary parking. So I actually stayed parked the whole day right next to it. Oh, hi, Red Jar. I see you there. And I didn't really think that that parking sign applied to me, so whatever. So here I am just introducing the the area where the well is and just showing at the inside, showing the well. That's the well right there. It's just it's nothing fancy, but it's extremely popular, especially on the, well, now I can't see the chat very good for some reason. I gotta expand. Oh, okay, Tree Hugging said, "Morning, Travis." Alright, I didn't really see that fully. But this is a well in northern Wisconsin, east of Superior, on at the end of July. Hot day on that day, and it's just a constant flow of water. Cops don't bother you in northern Wisconsin, but the mosquitoes, ticks, gnats, horseflies, in fact, all the insects are bloodthirsty. They'll bother you, but not the cops. I think that they've scaled back on the police budgets in the northern Wisconsin because of just the extremes. No homeless people can really survive in the north. All right, yeah, northern Oregon, Washington, sure. There's really no bad mosquito problems. And people from California are saying that California's got bad mosquitoes. I don't think they've ever been to Wisconsin. Okay? I never recorded all the mosquito bites. I never recorded a single mosquito bite in Washington, Oregon, or California. But it's a daily occurrence still, okay? Still. And it gets down to 40 degrees at night. Still, the mosquitoes are out. Maybe not as bad. Whoops. You'll not. Okay. Say no. Okay. So this is the ever-flowing artesian well, and people like come to fill up in a big way. But I'm just showing it. My car is parked right there. Oh, restart. Okay. Now I'll go into. Do I double click? Whoops. Okay. Alright, alright, and then just, oh, that, no, not that, this one. Oh, I see, it's gotta be on top. Okay, let me restart, stop, restart. Okay, and then I'll just kinda, okay, put it down. Okay, now this is 6 hours and condensed into 9 minutes. Skeeters are bad in Washington, just not so much. Skeeters are not bad in Washington. I don't know where I've been through. I've been up and down Washington, and they're not bad. All right, I've been all around. Walla Walla. Let me just name off all the cities I stopped at while I'm on the Wi-Fi. Let's see. We got maps. I've been all over Washington, and I never had a mosquito problem. Not like Wisconsin. It's not comparable at all. There's no comparison. Washington, where have I been? Oh yeah, I've been in Spokane, Spokane, Airway Heights. Okay, I did miss the, oh no, I've been in Pullman. Or is that Oregon? Palouse, Lewiston I've been in. I've been in on the border between, now is that, where is it? Where have all I been? The border with Idaho, the northern part. I've been in Newport, Moscow. Oh yeah, that's right. Pullman. I've been in Pullman, Washington, where next to where Moscow, the 4 murdered students were. I've been in Walla Walla. I've been in Kennewick and West and Pasco and that other third city, the Tri-City area, Richlands. No mosquito problems. Where? Okay, let me ask. Okay, where specifically in Washington are these mosquito problems? I've been on the up and down the coast, around Olympic National Park, north of Seattle, all the way up into Blaine, Bellingham. No mosquito problems. Where in Washington are those mosquitoes? All right, that's that's an elusive bug. Western Cascades. I've been in the Western Cascades, like right in the mountains. I've I've been in this time of year, huh? I've been kind of in the Western Cascades. Maybe not all through it. Like I've been in Yakima. I mean, the Cascades are tough to get through. All right, they're not just some flat lands that you just easily walk through. You got to find paths through the Cascades. I've been through it all. There's no comparing. Okay, yeah, I've been in Washington in the spring and summer. I'm sure of it. I haven't just spent the winter there. Go to Washington for the winter. I've been throughout all of Washington, and I didn't see mosquitoes on the level of Wisconsin. It's not comparable. People don't let anybody deceive you to think that Washington mosquitoes are comparable to Wisconsin mosquitoes. There's no way. Wisconsin's much worse. Plus they got the deer flies, the horse flies, the ticks, the gnats. You don't have that in Washington. I never had a problem with that in Washington. And I was throughout Washington in 2015, 2014, maybe not 2016. At least 2014 and 2015 I was up and down and back and forth in Washington. Never had any insect problems. There are no insect problems in Washington. I don't know why that is, but I mean, you think that it's kind of a lush area, especially on the west in the Olympic range. You'd think there should be a mosquito problem, but there's not. It just doesn't. Look at all the mosquitoes I got. Look at all the flies I got flying around my screen. I have a net up. I never had to put a net up in Washington. And yeah, I expect the Michigan mosquitoes to be bad, so that's something I'm not looking forward to, but I'm gonna return. I'm gonna be as prepared as I can. I got the window screens. I still haven't taken them down yet. I've had these up for a couple of months now. They're kind of permanent screens, so I could just, in the heat, I can crack the window open and still have some protection, because they'll fly in during the daytime. A daytime mosquito is very common in Wisconsin. So these people are just in and out in large groups, like the whole day, and I think it's an everyday thing because the water's constantly flowing. The swimmers come over, people just drive over like from distances away, like they don't have their own plumbing or something. Yeah, the water's fine. I don't know. It doesn't really seem much different. It's right next to Lake Superior, and there's a pressure happening where the weight of the water on Lake Superior is pushing the groundwater up and out. So they tapped into it, and they might have 100 wells. There might be 100 artesian wells lining the Lake Superior, but I'll have to admit that I didn't see a single one in Minnesota. I don't know why that is, but it's definitely there's a tons of wells lining Lake Superior along the Wisconsin border of Lake Superior and into Michigan too. But for some reason, Michigan is saying that water's no good. They say don't drink the artesian well water in Michigan, and I kind of think that it might come back to their water crisis out of that one city they had a few years ago. It seems to not only have affected the city but the state. And the state has reacted, and they're declaring water that Wisconsin says is safe. Michigan is saying that the same water that Wisconsin declares safe, they're saying it's dangerous. Did you get a 107 so you can fly? You don't need to get a 107 for something under 250 grams. What damage does a 250-gram drone do? Let's see. Okay, Jack got bit by a fly. Yeah, I'm full of welts. Oh my God, I've got 100 welts on my skin still. I've scratched them. They've bled. On my arms, my stomach, my feet, my legs, my I don't know, my neck, my face seems to have gotten better, but it's just it just it's like I'm I'm uh I'm looking at this like yeah, there's a few on my arms. I'm looking at this like I get welts in Wisconsin from all the mosquito bites. I never had such a mosquito problem in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. The mosquitoes were about half as bad, and the mosquitoes were bad in Rice Lake, Wisconsin, but they're double that in northern Wisconsin, getting towards Rhinelander. Just it's a different kind of forest. They're just in hordes. These things you can't stop them. I mean, some cities do a fairly good job reducing the populations, but you try to sleep outside the city and it's just you hear a droning outside your car. And there's so many, some magically get inside my car. I never had mosquitoes magically get inside my car in Washington, Oregon, or California, but in Idaho they were kind of bad in the Rocky Mountains around Idaho City. I was having problems. Not in Boise though. Saltwater. Yeah, I wonder like I know a lot of Wisconsin rivers drain into Lake Superior, but that's out of Wisconsin. The flow of water might make a different course going into Michigan more. So okay, you're saying it's more saltwater. Maybe that's why Michigan is declaring that their artesian wells are not safe along the Lake Superior, is because the flow of water is changing. Because I mean, Solon Springs drains into Lake Superior, and we're like at 1600 elevation. I forget what Michigan's elevation is, But there's definitely different hydrological pathways going on back and forth based on the elevation, and there's different influences there. It's not Lake Superior just draining into the states. Well, not all the land at least. Michigan's a different setup. Flint, Michigan has the water crisis, I think. But in Wisconsin, the water's great. It's very, very fresh. No problems. All throughout the state, I haven't had an issue with the taste in the water, but I have had issues with the taste in the water in some parts of Washington, mostly just on the coast. There was one city on the coast that did a really bad job. Apparently they didn't put any money into their water treatment, or they just let it go, let it expire or something, and the water tasted awful. But that was on the coast. Most of Washington water is pretty good. It rains so much you could drink right off of a little drainage when the water's flowing down, and yeah, during a rain, it's pretty safe to drink while it's raining. But yeah, this place is very popular. Hundreds of people a day, right at Cornucopia. I actually I moved over just 50 feet and slept here overnight, no problems. They might have discouraged overnight parking, but whatever. They're not really enforcing anything. It's so far north. It's more of a vacation type area, but very, very civil, very civil area. So, were there 3 cops? Yeah, you can see through a window. I had that happen in Rhinelander. Somebody called the cops on me, but this isn't my cop channel. So yeah, this just I don't know how to present this properly. I found it really interesting. It's saying 36 seconds left. I really don't know what the time is actually. I just kind of started playing this, but I didn't get a timer. This is about it's supposed to be an 8 minute video, and who's Uncle Teddy? I better erase. Oh wait, I can't do anything. Nope. I gotta wait till somebody else makes a comment before I can, okay, there it is. Oh wait, oh, I can't do anything. Nope, not on this screen. So, alright, however much time has passed, 18 minutes. That's probably long enough for the entire video. It might be restarting, but it's just like constant. It's just like a constant flow of people coming to this flow of water. Oh, here we go. Zoom in. Oh, I see. Oh, I can't. All right. Well, all right. So yeah, that's just a short presentation of this activity here at the Artesian well in the far north of Wisconsin. People are in and out on a hot day, at least, getting this ever flowing water that's coming from an artesian well. That's whatever. Let the feds come after me. That nobody's ever, in all the years I've been recording videos. I've never had the Fed contact me. I don't know why they'd start now. There is no law for small drones. It's like they're gonna bring in a tiny drone into court and talk about how evil it is. It's those big drones that can carry bombs that are the problem. Yeah, I do know. I fully know that my drone is not licensed or whatever. I'm very open about that. All right, so yeah, this is the crowd of people at the Artesian well in Cornucopia. That's it. They're just actively getting water throughout the day. Probably not in the winter time. It likely flows. It likely flows in the winter. If it doesn't stop, it can't freeze. But it's probably not as active in the winter time. But yeah, imagine this all covered in snow in the winter, still flowing. People might still come out somewhat. What about those people that shoot rockets, those toy rockets into the air? Anybody that shoots something that's self-propelled into the air are doing something illegal. They could shoot rockets higher than 400 feet, I'm sure. If the feds come after me about my drone, that'll just make for great YouTube content anyway. I've run out of ideas for my cop channel, so that would be a good idea. So yeah, this is the Artesian well. I really don't. 22 minutes in, I think that covered it all. Just giving an idea of what the cornucopia is like.